Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. This is Riad Ouarzazi, welcoming you back into another episode of the series entitled ROC Your Ramadan, Day 24. Day 24. So only a few days left. The final countdown, we're going down. Ramadan is slowly winding down, and in fact, it reminds me that the Sahaba, they used to cry. In fact, they used to weep, when Ramadan was about to get over. The Sahaba, they used to cry, crying, that spirituality that they felt throughout the month of Ramadan. And now, khalas, everything is gonna, all the ajr, all the ibadah, all the things that they used to do. Na'am, their intention was so pure and clear, but the Ramadanic school that they went through, that spirit, that those emotions that they felt during the month of Ramadan, the Taraweeh, the Qira'at al-Quran, and all that. See, there was so much, subhanAllah, so much spirituality that they felt, and this is why they used to cry, and weep that Ramadan is about to sort of depart. And I also feel that kind of sadness myself. I go to the masjid, you pray the Taraweeh, and then now with Qiyam al-Layl, mashallah, tabarakallah, you find a lot of people coming for Qiyam, people, that you've never seen before. Everybody, mashallah, a lot of people, they come from Qiyam, you pray, you break the fast, sometimes people in the masjid. So you feel, subhanAllah, that brotherhood, you feel that, sisterhood. It's such a very beautiful feeling. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us remain in the state of steadfastness. And in fact, I'm going to, inshallah, concentrate or consecrate one full episode on how to remain in the state of steadfastness after Ramadan. Yesterday we talked a little bit about some of the things that one could do. I gave you, we did a little calculation, little math on reading Quran. If you were to read, Bismi, or a letter from the Quran in Ramadan or in Laylatul Qadr. Also about saying one Subhanallah and how much it would cost, Subhanallah, how much rewards you would earn by saying one Subhanallah. And now I was thinking about donating in the month of Ramadan. As now you go to the masajid, often, times, most masajid, you find them doing, fundraisings during the month of Ramadan. So let me try to explain something to all of you here, that na'am, it is the month of Ramadan is the month of sadaqah, the month of donations. In fact, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was so generous. In Ramadan, he used to be even more generous, ﷺ. Now, so if you were to go back and get your calculator, just like yesterday, and just donate, and just say $1. If you were to donate $1 fi sabilillah, so that $1 in Ramadan, is times 700, so that's $700 in terms of hasanat. Time, if it's the Laylatul Qadr, 30,437. Do the math and see, what if you were to donate only $1 fi sabilillah in this month of Ramadan, especially if that night happens to be the night of the power. Donate every day. Yunadi munadin min as-sama'. A caller calls from the heavens. Ya baghi al-khayr aqbil wa ya baghi al-sharr aqsir. To the ones who want to do good, baghi al-khayr. To the ones who want to donate and do good, aqbil. Come forth. This is your opportunity to do good. And a caller calls for those who want to do evil, who want to do bad, aqsir. Stay back. Nah. So donate in the month of Ramadan. Help out in the month of Ramadan. We are collecting, I know that most masajid throughout the world are collecting for your brothers and sisters in Somalia. Have you maybe, thought about them? Did you think about them? Did you think about your brothers and sisters in Somalia and what they're going through? Your brothers and sisters in Iraq, your brothers and sisters in Palestine, your brothers and sisters all over the world. You are enjoying yourselves. A lot of us enjoying ourselves with our, mashallah, amazing, dinners and breakfasts and suhoor. Whereas your brother and sister from Somalia, could be, as you're laughing or as you're enjoying your meal, they just lost somebody who's most beloved to them. It could be a daughter, a mother, a son, a father that they lost because of hunger. So try to think about your brothers and sisters and try to donate fi sabilillah. Now, if you can, whatever you can. I know it could be difficult, but whatever you can, especially when it comes to about difficulty. I was doing one fundraising, wallahi, I remember I was doing one fundraising. There was this guy who he was a new revert, a Muslim, new revert. And then he raised his hand and he says, I will donate $10,000. He called me back, a few days later, and he said, yeah, Sheikh, the day when you were doing that fundraising and I left and I said I will donate $10,000. He said, Wallahi, I did not have that $10,000. I didn't have it. But you know what happened was, I just, subhanAllah, was wondering, how would I pay it back? Because I made that commitment that I will donate that $10,000. How would I commit now? He went back because Allah has promised, مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يُقْرِضُ اللَّهَ قَرْضًا حَسَنًا, who is willing to give Allah a loan. Allah is asking for a loan and He will give it back to you. Initially, it is Allah's wealth that He has given to you. It is not your wealth. It is His. And then He's asking you for a loan. He says, I was working on some deals because he's a lawyer. I was working on some cases. And he says, subhanAllah, for so long. And then all of a sudden, alhamdulillah, things worked out and I got my money. And here's your $10,000 that I vote for. I'm going to go and pay it back to the masjid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made that promise and He fulfills His promise. Try. All I'm telling you, try. Especially, na'am, you go into difficulties, try to donate for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. رزقكم في السماء وما توعدون فورب السماء والأرض إنه لحق مثل ما أنكم تنطقون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that your sustenance is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah swears by His majesty that it is the truth, just like the words that you utter, the words that you speak. Right now, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to you right now. I don't have no doubt that it is me who's talking to you. It is in fact me, Sheikh Riad. I'm talking to you. I have no doubt. I am not possessed. It is not a jinn who's talking to you. It is really me. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, your rizq is under the hands of Allah. It is indeed the truth, just like the words that you utter. So do not feel poverty. In fact, donation or sadaqah will not impoverish you. It will not diminish from your wealth. As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says in hadith reported by Tirmidhi and Imam Ahmad and Muslim, had narrated by Abi Kabsh al-Ansari, ثلاث أقسم عليهن. The Prophet says 3 things. I'm swearing by Allah about these 3 things. I'm teaching you hadith. Remember it. Memorize it. ما نقص مال من صدقة. Sadaqah shall never diminish your money or shall never diminish from your wealth. A sadaqah, a donation that you give, shall never diminish from your wealth. In fact, Allah would put blessing in your wealth. Allah would put blessing in your health. Allah would put blessing in anything that you do. Through that sadaqah that you give. Ya akhi, give sadaqah for your zakah ala anfusukum. Pay zakah, pay sadaqah for just to protect and preserve your health. Naam. You know how many blessings Allah Azza wa Jalla has blessed us with? Numerous blessings, the blessing of the sight, the blessing of the hearing, the blessing of this health, the blessing of this face, the blessing of the food, the blessing of our children, the blessing of our parents, the blessing of our property, of our alhamdulillah, numerous blessings. We need to pay this zakah, we need to pay the sadaqah just to preserve the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I went to, recently, just not too long ago, to Mustashfa, hospital, and I've seen things. People coming and asking for dua. Lady, she told me, please make dua for my son. And her son, little baby, just like this, cables going through him. And I said, subhanallah. Allah Azza wa Jalla has blessed us with the sihha, but we don't value it. Zakku ala anfusakum. Pay sadaqah, Allah will protect your faith. Allah will protect your health. Allah will protect your properties. Allah will protect your family. Allah will protect your children through sadaqah. Especially in this month of Ramadan. We still have a chance. We still have a few more days. So don't miss out on these golden opportunities. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to practice and to convey. Remember, rock your Ramadan. And I'd like to see you tomorrow again, inshaAllah ta'ala, for another episode. Until then, I say, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.